September 7, 2025, a lone Russian soldier walked along the shoreline. From above, a Ukrainian FPV drone locked on. It descended steadily. No warning, no escape.
He walked alone, but he wasn't alone. In the Sumy region, Ukrainian FPV operators tracked a lone Russian soldier crossing an empty road. He moved into a thick bush, removed his jacket under the heat, then shifted to another bush still unaware. Above him, the drone followed, low and quiet. When he finally noticed, panic set in. He dove face down into the grass, motionless. The drone hovered, then descended. He never moved again. Even stillness cannot escape a drone that already knows where you are.
Two Russian soldiers circled a tree, unaware of the FPV drone, trailing just behind. One lap, then another. The chase continued. On the third pass, one soldier was neutralized. The second soldier darted toward a nearby trench, but the drone followed relentlessly. The outcome was certain. Both targets were eliminated. A Russian soldier used his bare hand to swat down an approaching FPV drone. Curious, he stepped closer, then the drone self-detonated beneath him. A Russian sniper hid beneath tree cover, waiting for the perfect shot. But above him, a Ukrainian FPV drone was already on the hunt. It hovered silently, unnoticed, then descended fast and low. One direct strike ended the ambush before it ever began. Silence reclaimed the forest. A lone Russian soldier moved slowly toward a tree, searching for rest. He had no idea he was being tracked from above. A fiber-optic FPV drone circled silently in the sky, watching his every move. The drone adjusted its path, closing in with measured precision. Then, without warning, it descended, striking the tree base with deadly accuracy. The calm of the battlefield was shattered in an instant.
As Russian troops stood receiving an ammunition delivery near their forward position, a Ukrainian drone operator from the Kartia Corps initiated the strike. The drone flew low, tracking the drop point with precision. Just before the supplies were unloaded, it hit. The blast disrupted everything. The resupply effort failed before it even began.
A Russian soldier rode an electric scooter through a war-ravaged residential area, unaware of the silent threat trailing him. An FPV drone had already locked onto the target. It followed at low altitude, closing the distance. Within seconds, the drone accelerated and struck with precision. The street fell silent once again. Near the outskirts of Ivanivsky, thermal surveillance picked up a group of Russian infantry regrouping beside a trench. One figure among them didn't belong. The drone circled high above. His uniform matched theirs, his stance didn't. Moments later, he stepped back, raised his weapon, and fired. Chaos erupted. Two Russian soldiers collapsed instantly. One attempted to flee across the field, but the FPV drone was already descending. No escape. The final shot was delivered from above. The deception was complete. In another development, near the front line in the eastern sector, 3 Russian soldiers, partially exposed near a tree line, were marked by a reconnaissance sweep. No movement, no reaction. They remained too still, as if hoping to be passed over. Seconds later, an FPV drone from Ukraine's 414th UAV Brigade, the Birds of Magyar, made visual contact and locked on. The first detonation ignited something, perhaps fuel, perhaps plastic, and flame engulfed all 3. A second drone was not needed. When the smoke cleared, nothing remained but blackened soil and silence. They knew it was coming, and they didn't run. In the Pokrovsk direction, Ukraine's 414 launched one by one. Rus, the FPV strikes were swift and unrelenting. Each target fell in open terrain, no cover, No warning, only the silent hum of machines. In another development, near the front line in the eastern sector, 3 Russian soldiers, partially exposed near a tree line, were marked by a reconnaissance sweep. No movement, no reaction. They remained still, too still, as if hoping to be passed over. Seconds later, an FPV drone from Ukraine's 414th UAV Brigade, the Birds of Magyar, made visual contact and locked on. The first detonation ignited something, perhaps fuel, perhaps plastic, and flame engulfed all 3. A second drone was not needed. When the smoke cleared, nothing remained but blackened soil and silence. They knew it was coming, and they didn't run.
Northern edge of the Donetsk sector. A Russian soldier approached a tree, looking for shade, not a fight. He sat, rested. Then the first drone dropped a small bomb nearby. Startled, he pulled a grenade from his vest ready to throw, but in panic, he lost grip. The grenade slipped, it landed at his feet, and everything stopped. Sometimes, the most dangerous strike is the one you trigger yourself. In the forest near Toretsk, 3 Russian soldiers scattered to rest. The first man sat beneath a tree, phone in hand, unaware he'd already been marked. The drone descended fast and struck. Nearby, another soldier had just crouched down. A second drone curved through the trees and hit without a sound. The last man saw it all. He dropped flat, arms over his head, motionless. But the drone hovered, then completed its task. Just still trees and silence. Donetsk sector. Ukrainian FPV operators from the 14th UAV Brigade scanned an empty road under the burning sun. A lone Russian soldier staggered forward. He stopped under a tree, lowering his gear. The drone hovered low. It locked. It closed in. The strike came from behind. The soldier never moved again. The afternoon ended in silence. Drone operators from the 14th Brigade scanned the open field of feather grass. At the center of the field, 1 Russian soldier lay motionless, exhausted, breathless. Recently escaped from the front line. The drone adjusted altitude. It drifted lower, then locked in. No movement, no resistance. A precise strike followed right into his resting place. There was no reaction, only grass swaying and silence. Open fields offer no concealment once thermal detection begins. In the northern direction, Ukrainian special forces from the 8th Regiment prepared to clear a tree line held by Russian troops. After detecting Russian presence near a tree line, a small reconnaissance UAV was launched. It flew low, scanning trenches, bunkers, and possible hiding points. Once the path was mapped, the assault began. 1 Russian soldier was captured during the first push. The team then engaged trench networks where more troops were hiding. Rooms were searched, trenches cleared. The UAV detected a bunker, operators closed in, and dropped grenades inside. Seconds later, the Vampire bomber team launched a second wave, hitting enemy positions deeper in the forest. The blasts fractured Russian formations. The 8th Regiment pushed forward again, sweeping through ruins and capturing several soldiers. A final hideout was spotted. An FPV drone was dispatched. The target was eliminated. This operation showed how layered drone reconnaissance, direct assault, and air-dropped munitions can dismantle fortified zones in sequence. Drone operators of the 414th Brigade were scanning open terrain. In the heat of the day, they spotted a lone Russian soldier crossing a dirt road. He collapsed face down into the grass, exhausted from the retreat. The drone adjusted its altitude and locked on. Just one last pause before the strike. Open terrain remains the most unforgiving ground when drones hold the sky. In the forest near Krasnoyarchensky, movement was spotted erratic, exposed. A Russian soldier, alone and disoriented, was trying to escape something unseen. But behind him, a Ukrainian FPV drone was already closing the distance. After several turns, the drone struck from behind. He stumbled. Before he could recover, another drone came from the front. The trees shook for a moment, then went silent. This shows how coordinated FPV drones conceal both retreat and rescue. He slept under a tree. The drone didn't. In the Sumy region, Ukrainian FPV operators tracked a Russian soldier napping at the base of a tree in an open field. The drone hovered silently above, closing distance with precision. The soldier didn't move. Just as he shifted slightly, the drone surged forward. He never stood up again. The tree remained untouched, but the field fell quiet. Even rest is risky. When drones are watching, our Pokrovsk direction. Operators of the 414th UAV Brigade observed a lone Russian soldier, too exhausted to move. The drone crept closer, silent, hovering at his side. The man did not stir. Only when the drone touched his boot did he wake. His eyes opened, but it was already too late. The strike neutralized the target. Even rest offers no safety under constant surveillance. Drone warfare leaves no margin for error.
In the direction of Avdiivka, a Russian soldier was seen crawling away from a destroyed trench, attempting to escape across exposed terrain. The FPV kamikaze drone from the Strike Drone Company of Ukraine's 47th Mechanized Brigade tracked his movement. The drone hovered briefly, then descended. The soldier looked back and raised one arm. Too late. The strike left him fatally wounded.
Mid-morning, Ukrainian drone operators scanned a wide patch of open grassland. A lone Russian soldier was seen moving toward the tree line. He slowed down, then stopped, feeling exposed. He reached into his pack, pulled out a thermal concealment vest, and put it on. He sat still, believing the cloak would shield him from detection. But a Ukrainian FPV drone had already closed the distance. It hovered briefly, then delivered a pinpoint strike, not far away. Another soldier heard the blast. He jumped up and ran, then tripped, frozen in fear. He lay face down, motionless. A second drone approached from a different angle, moving slow and steady. It paused, then executed. The field returned to stillness. The heat signature vest never had a chance.